He thought he could hear the faint sound of bells. November 19th, 2012. As I set out on my walk tonight, it is cloudy and almost pitch dark. Yes, the ground is white with the fresh new layer of snow, but there is absolutely no definition which shows any differences in the road surface from ditch to ditch, outlined by the tall black trees. I have no idea if there are bumps, chunks of ice, or dips in the road surface. I have to feel my way with my feet. No, I don't find that difficult. In fact, I find it challenging. I believe it is one of the factors which keep me feeling young, as I have to have perfect balance and quick response to any changes in the road surface. Heading east toward the gate, the going is quite pleasant. It is minus 13 Celsius, but we've had colder days already this year, so minus 13 is not so bad. About halfway to the gate, I hear the spruce branches start to crackle above my head, and bits of snow hit me in the face. The wind picks up. I do believe a cold front is coming through. The wind picks up from the northwest. Not bad, though, as I am still heading east, and now have a row of spruce trees protecting me on my left. As I turn left out the gate, it is suddenly a different story. Holy crow! The wind is biting my face, and I'm thankful for the longish toque that I can pull way down over my ears and down to my beard line. By the time I get a quarter-mile north, I'm really feeling the full effects of the wind now, and I am so thankful for the clove of garlic that I had cut into thin slices, spread on a piece of dry bread, and consumed before leaving on my walk. Why on dry bread? Well, last night I felt something coming on, and I figured I'd better have some raw garlic to ward off whatever was coming at me. I tried to eat 2 cloves straight and just about burned the inside of my mouth. Had to spit it out in my hand. My eyes were tearing and my mouth felt like it was on fire. I took a piece of dry bread and put the partially chewed garlic on the bread, folded the slice over, and ate the rest with no ill effects on my mouth. Tonight, I was wiser. Since this is a good batch of garlic with plenty of get-go, I cut the clove into thin slices, put it on the bread, fold it over, and eat it with no problems. Now that I am about 10 minutes away from home, I can feel fire in my belly, as the garlic juice is doing what comes naturally: provide heat. The fire in my belly gives me the encouragement to put my head down and head into the wind, and as I hear the snow crunching beneath my feet, my mind wanders back many years to a time much like this. My Uncle Frank Roble was a tall, husky fella. Work never bothered him since he was raised on a farm at Flat Lake, just north of St. Paul. If you were raised on a farm where the land was cleared with a grub hoe, axe, and horses, then you had to work hard. That's exactly how Grandpa Leo Roble cleared much of his first land when coming to Flat Lake, to prove on a homestead. You could buy a quarter of land for something like $10, provided you cleared 10 acres of land each year. Hard work. I guess that's one of the reasons there were 11 kids in the family. Lots of hard workers. Didn't matter if you were a boy or girl. You worked hard, but none harder than Grandma Sophia Roble. While working in Fort Simpson, Northwest Territories, Uncle Frank had the job checking well sites. In the middle of winter, he set out in his pickup to get his day's work done, nice and early. It was around minus 30, but with a good heater in the truck, no worries. No worries, that is, until the truck quit at the furthest well site from home. I don't know the exact distance, but I seem to recall something in the range of 15 to 20 miles. No cell phones in those days. Yes, someone would eventually realize he wasn't coming back and send out another unit to look for him, but he had a pressing engagement back home and decided to hoof it home. After all, he was a tough farm boy, and he had warm gear. He always carried a good down-filled snowmobile suit in his pickup. Heading home step by step started out quite well, but as he walked further and further, his body started generating heat. Lots of heat. But the wonderful snowsuit was now becoming a liability. You see, a snowsuit is meant to hold in the body heat. You can sit on a snow machine for a long time and never get cold. However, when you're walking and generating your own heat, that heat gets trapped inside and you start sweating. Bad news, as a wet snowsuit has less insulating qualities. Now you're in trouble. Can't go back, nobody coming. Gotta keep moving forward, homeward, pushing forward. Almost like Frank could hear the faint sound of bells, pleading for him to keep moving. If you stop, you'll freeze and be dead in no time. Well, Frank pushed on and did end up with pneumonia, but he did make it home. A little late, but as they say, better late than never. You see, Frank was pushing forward because he really did have a serious engagement awaiting him. It was his wedding day, and Auntie Star was waiting for him at the altar when he walked into the church. They spent many good years together, and now they both rest in peace. But their wedding day story will live on in the minds of my Facebook family. When I got back from my walk a half hour ago, I realized where some of my energy and heat came from, giving me the desire to keep going into the wind. You see, just before I left, I invited my Facebook friends to join me on my walk tonight. When I turned my computer on, I found out there were a few friends walking with me. One riding piggyback, another riding on my shoulder, and still another trying to hang on to my other shoulder. You are never alone when you are in the company of friends. Sleep well, stay warm, or stay cool if you want to lose weight while you sleep. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Right, A.V. Merrifield Fast?